All right. Very quick here. We're going to talk about the past and present of why you should stop talking to me about people that I am no longer connected with. Okay. Floyd Davis Jr., Calvin Jeans, Kelly Allen, Chris. Let's talk about it. First off, I started going to Pattonville School District in the second grade, and I was only there until after the third grade and left and went back to U City. I was in U City. I went to Delmore Harvard first. I was there for K through 1. And then from 2 through 3, I went to Pattonville School District. Okay, so obviously Delmore Harvard is in U City. And then um, Pattonville um, Pattonville was obviously in St. Anne. And so, like, I remember I used to be really big on names when I was in Delmore Harvard because I had a bunch of white friends. I had like three Caucasian friends. And I don't really remember much about the African American kids that I could have been cool with. I just don't remember them at all from Delmore Harvard. I just remember the Caucasian girls, and I can't even have. I don't know if it's Emily, Molly. That I guess I don't. I'm getting both of them mixed up, and I don't know which one. I can't remember at this point which one went to Delmore Harvard and which one went to Pattonville. That's just how long it's been. Um. So let's go into Pattonville School District. Okay, so Pattonville School District was a little different because I remember females, but those girls were not really nice to me. So I kind of got picked on a little bit as a kid. Well, I ain't even gonna say a little bit, a lot, and I ain't used to say nothing. I just used to deal with it. And then one day my daddy asked me about it, and I still kind of didn't want to tell him, but I ended up telling him that I was kind of getting bullied a bit. And he didn't really like it because of what I told him I was doing when I was getting bullied. And then he was just like, "No, you don't. Anything that I give you, you don't give to nobody else. You don't let nobody take nothing from you that I gave you, that I gifted you." He was not happy about that. So, but anyways, because of that, that's why I had male boy, little boy guy friends. And so Floyd Davis, I met him in the second grade. Floyd Davis Jr. Calvin Jeans, I met him in the second grade. Kelly Allen actually went to my church, and I do not remember him. I do not remember him from Pattonville School District yet. Everybody say that's the school he went to, and I don't remember it. Well, he went to that school. He was in that school district. I don't remember him. Maybe it's because I was so young when I was in the school district. But I was living on the north side when I got bussed out to Pattonville School District. So I did not live in St. Anne. I went to school in St. Anne at the time. So um, I don't know what that confusion is, but we're gonna get into it. Chris, he actually was a good friend of mine, and like seeing him after we had grown up, that was really cool because I had not seen him in a very long time. He seemed to be doing really well. I don't even know where he is anymore, but he used to date my cousin. So, two things. We're gonna focus on these people right here, and this is the reason why I do not deal with certain people anymore because I am so sick and tired of people who don't know how to be in relationships with people, and then they gonna sit and call me a whore, gonna try to attempt to call me the such because they don't even understand the story and they don't even know what's going on. I'm getting so sick and tired of these men that run around here trying to play like they heartbroken and, ooh, you did this to me, and ain't nobody did nothing to them. They just play too much. Anyways, um, so Floyd, I bumped into, like, I was long gone from Pattonville School District after the third grade, long gone. I saw him again when I was in the sixth grade, sixth or seventh grade, at Northwest Plaza while I was walking around with some girls that I, grew up in church with. I used to call them my friends, but people, they tend to act like they got issues sometimes. So I don't know what they are at this point. Um, and that is so odd. Why would somebody be trying to do that? That is so weird. That's very strange. And now I'm gonna have to find a way to. That is so weird. Anyway, whoever would be needing some money, get off my stuff. Because when I need money, I ask. I just be trying to steal. Anyway, it's like every day too, and it be for just weird amounts, and it's like, who is this? Um, stop doing it. So, um, okay, so here we are. Me and Floyd continued to be, we exchanged numbers at that point, and then we, kept up with each other after that. At this point, I think we went through like a little weird moment or something where we thought we liked each other or something. And that only lasted for about 2 weeks. Okay, that's why our friends should probably. That's just that girl and male thing that some people have, and it's like, okay, but you've been my, like, sometimes when you've been friends with people since you have been younger, sometimes people will look at you and they will just be like, I don't know. As you evolve and you become a different type of woman, it's like, I remember when she was a little scrawny kid that used to just be, doing this, that, and that. And then maybe they may start liking you or something. I don't know. And vice versa. But I can assure you that me and him didn't go far at all, period. Because first off, we just couldn't. He was well advanced. He was always outside, and I was always inside, but outside, but more like a kid outside. Like, just, I'm gonna go outside. I'm about to go down the street and holler at Arnold or somebody like that. Or like I was not, or in the sixth, seventh grade, it'd be more like I was just sitting up on the phone. I was in the house talking on the phone, stuff like that. Like, I was not outside running around with no bunch of baby kids. I'll just say baby kids because that's what they was. But anyways, because some of the stuff that they can say they chose to do at that age, it was not going down with me. But anyway, because I came up in a strict house, I didn't have all that mess going on. So, um, so at some point he chooses to connect me back to Calvin, and we gets over there, and I start talking to Calvin, and then I start talking to Calvin and my teenagers. And then it was this thing. He knew he could never see me. He just always would be like, when I'm going to see you, see you, see you. And it's like, I don't know, because, good well, I'm like, how I'm going to come down there? And I got my mom and my daddy that be clowning and like, nah. And so it become a point where it's like, I had a friend that was going to U City schools that ended up going to Pattonville schools that was cool with all of these people that I once went to school with. And here it is where she calling me, telling me that he didn't got somebody pregnant. because people need to understand this story, because I just have all these different people want to sit up and talk about my life as if they in my life or something. Like they don't walk my shoes and know everything about what happened during the days and times, and half of the stuff that they think happened didn't even happen. But whatever. So he got left at that point. He was honest about the two kids he had. Well, at that point, you had my friend at the time who put me on the phone with um with this girl that he got pregnant, and I'm like, so I'm listening to her, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna just let him have it. So I get on the phone with him. I still remember this stuff like yesterday. When people lie and they try to make it seem like you want something that they got, it's like, girl, don't nobody want the man but you. Do you understand? Do you understand everything that has happened over my life with these people? We were just good friends for the most part. But then as I got older, you had all these different girls that was liking all these my guy friends in the first place, which that was okay because that's what people gonna do. But at the same time, it's like when you call yourself trying to in this day trying to act like there was some kind of who I was, like I don't know what they like trying to. I don't know what they trying to do, but it's not what these people talking about, and they know good and well it's not what these people talking about. First off, after I had a conversation with Calvin all those years ago about these twins that he had with this girl, because she was pregnant. Okay, when I found out about all this, I said, you know what? I said, Calvin, I'm gonna tell you like this. If I heard through the grapevine, if I have to hear, because he was lying about it, I said, if I have to hear this through the grapevine, I will never talk to you again. And then he owned up to it. He went on and told the truth. And I said, okay. Now, if you really want to know the truth, well, I'm not going there because everything ain't everybody's business. This ain't no tell all. But I was just like, okay. And I literally was done with him after that. And I just started doing my own thing. And then it's weird because some days I wonder, was my oldest two kids' father related to them? Because I look at this old picture and I look at him and I'm like, he looks like a light skinned version because they had them big old lips. And I'm like, he looked like cause how Calvin used to look and how he used to look. It's just like a light and dark and two different people that I've never seen together. But then some days I think, I wonder was they like related or something. I really do not know. You know what's so crazy? Sometimes you'll be sitting back trying to put a situation together, but then sometimes it'd be difficult for these people to bring it together because they know how I'm gonna do it. They know how I'm a PC. If they are really just honest about the situation, then they know exactly what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be once again. Why did you what was y'all doing? It feel more like an investigation. Not everybody want to sit up and talk about how it was like they feel investigating all this stuff. No, it feels like an investigation. It's too many common people in this situation. It feel like somebody did something and now everybody's trying to find out what I know by trying to act more interested in what they really was. And now that I'm a lot more wiser, I can look at it like this. But back then I would have never looked at it in that way. Because it's like I'm just living life. I'm just having fun. I'm a teenager. I'm just doing me at that time. But anyway, I really did break up with him, and I told him like, it's nothing that you're gonna say or do that's going to fix this because here's the thing, I don't have and I literally told him this. I said, I do not have any kids with you. You done went and had some kids with somebody else. You now have a response. You got twins that's on the way. And guess what? I don't have to deal with you because I don't have twins that's on the way. And that's really how I felt. I felt like, nah, you ain't about to hold me up with this. And I let that man go. And it was a smart decision to make. And still to this day, I am happy that I made that decision. I don't feel nothing. I don't feel nothing about no one woman that man has ever involved himself with. Absolutely, I don't. I don't have no reason to. Anyway, so later I find out that Calvin is dealing with a girl named Jonetta that used to go to U City. It's like, you know how you had those certain friends that you sit up on the phone with and you tell them your business. Girl, I used to talk to this dude, woo, 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 and we just chopping it up, talking to and boom. Next thing you know, here come one of their friends talking to. I'm tired of these females. That's why I said God just has to put me in a space with new people because I don't want to be attached to people that these girls that ran through, because they all ran through. The females ran through, the dudes is ran through, and they think I want them. I don't want none of them. Y'all all done been in the same circle, messing with the same people every single I mean, all of y'all. They talking about me. And the few people that I can name, child, they are well known as being thotty thots. And that is just the truth. And I'm done. And I'm not trying to be funny and I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm trying to exclude myself from the shenanigans that everybody keeps bringing up. And everybody wants to know how I know this person and how I know, how did we do, how did you get, the question is, how did these people, how did it all come back around to me? That's the real question, because I don't even be where these people be. So how is it that everybody always want to know about how we know each other? I don't even be where these people be. Okay, so anyways, and I don't be nowhere where these people be. Now, when it comes to Lotus, some people say, "Oh, and then and wait a second." And then I saw Calvin when I was over there on Lotus, and he knew good and well that I was talking to the little, you know, because I'm not gonna go there. Well, he knew that because I told him. I told him. I'm just tired of it. You know how like you try to you maybe ask somebody about a person or tell somebody about a person because you might want to know a little, because you know, and we've been knowing each other for the longest, so you probably can hit me to what's going on with this person before anyone else. You done stayed over here on his, okay, at this point he was gone, but I'm saying he would always go down there to his people house. And so we're like whatever, but okay. So next, move on, because some of this stuff ain't even worth talking about, but most people should just know how we all know each other in the first place. It's a hot mess. But anyways, so naturally I only saw him like once or twice during the time that I was over there. And the last time I seen him, he was just like, we gonna have to get up sometimes, you know. Me and Jonetta got or whatever he was talking about, like they had, I don't know, like Jonetta's supposed to be a chef or whatever. Then I saw her, bumped into her. Her whole point is, and I spoke to her, I just be like, why do these people think I want these people that I don't want? They the ones ran around trying to get with these men that I was talking to. However they did it, I don't know. I'm talking about all these females that was running around trying to be in my little business. But okay, whatever. Then you have Jason, and you have Jason Coleman. Okay, Jason Coleman is married. Jason Coleman was another one from the church that called himself Liking Me at some point, and then that left that went so far. He started asking about some girl, this girl named Danielle Ben from church, probably because Danielle was very smart and she was pretty with long hair and all this. And so I don't know where she is today, but I mean that's who he was asking for. So all right, whatever. So I stopped taking Jason serious after a while because Jason, you had him running around asking about Danielle Ben. You had him run. You had him running around with some little gay man on my answering machine. Talking about, do you know where Jason? That no, it wasn't on my answer machine. He gave me a message. He gave me his code or some long time ago. People really be trying to. They really be trying to play with me like I be like head over heels about something and don't like I can't move on from situations or something. It's like, are y'all slow? Jason Coleman, I liked him when I was like in the seventh and eighth grade or something. And he was sweet and he was nice, but then he was a little bit hoarse too. And so it just wasn't meshing. He sat and to he went over into I don't know. He did something like he asked some gay man or something or some gay boy that he used to go to school with to use his car or something. And then I checked his voicemail and the gay boy was on the voicemail talking about some um Jason, where are you at with my car or whatever. And I was just like, you know what? This is not it. This not happening right here. So I let it go. Me and him went back and then it was some broad that used to be going back and forth with me about him too, all the time. Then his baby mama was going. I said, "All right, release him." Gave Jason to whoever he wanted to be with. Me and Jason was still friend. After a while, we still were friends. We were still cool, or at least I thought we were. I don't know, but whatever. Some of these people don't really be your friend. I guess I don't know. Um, I thought we was cool, but whatever. So then um you have this is what you have. You have my kid's father, the oldest two, where everybody all of a sudden gets so jealous and everybody wants to question everything because now I finally have met somebody that I could see myself being with for real and entirely. And now here it is. Every person wanted to run around in these little ghetto circles about who the man is, the same way they was trying to figure out who all these other people was. Hmm. All right. That led to a lot of insecurities with a lot of people. You had this person over here talking about they thought I was sleeping with Floyd. You had another person over here. First off, when I first started talking to him, I told him that me and Floyd was cool. And I told him that me and him used to, like somewhat, like we somewhat thought we liked each other or something. But we didn't have that kind of thing between each other. Like we didn't have it. But then it's like nobody really believed that though. Nobody still to this day, nobody believes that me and this man never had any sexual intercourse, which is odd because I don't know when I ever lied about having sexual intercourse with a human being. I don't understand it. But whatever. So but over time these people somewhat starts to think that because I've been knowing this man for as long as I have, and they're both Davises. So you have a Floyd Davis and then you have a Jeffrey Davis. And these people are and they're both juniors. And these people are sitting up here lying saying that they thought, well, I don't say lying. perspectives, opinions, ghetto, whatever they want to call it, want to say they thought I was in the bed with Floyd instead of in the bed with who I was in the bed with. Okay, because I most definitely wasn't up in no bed with him. I don't know. Me and Floyd, we probably both can equally say that neither one of us, like, we don't see each other in that way. We see each other as we saw each other as friends, and then everybody started acting stupid. And so I just like I don't get it. Um, my youngest daughter, when her father comes into the play, he wants to act stupid. I'm sitting on the phone with Floyd sometimes. I'm just having conversations with Floyd sometimes, and he don't like it. See, there's two different type of people. Okay, my oldest two kids' father, you talking about, I could tell him, okay, he would be pissed when I would do certain things and maybe he didn't understand what I was doing. But then he'd say, where was you at? Okay, tell the truth. Where was you at? All right, I was over Floyd house. Why you lie about being over Floyd house? Because this is what you do. You sit and you go where you want to go. This was me as a teenager. You see, you go where you want to go. You do what you want to do, and you don't always tell me the truth. And then you turn around and it be like this and it be like that, and then okay, boom, and then it a lot of different lingos and stuff that we had. I ain't going into all that, but he was just like, you know what? Don't do this again, Steph, because I literally been sitting up here riding around looking for you for like the last, I can't remember. I think he said he was looking for me for like 2 hours or something, 2 or 3 hours or something. He said he was looking for me because he never knew I was leaving, and I never told him I was leaving. But what everybody who knew was that he was in the OPs at the time, and Floyd was in Court Square. So I ain't have to do nothing but hop on my two, walk out the door, and go a few blocks down into Court Square. So I mean, that was it. So what happens is, this is how ghetto these people is, right? I'm just sick of everybody who call themselves investigators and want to be cheater catchers, because it was no cheating going on. It was just that. And I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened this day. I went over there and I told Mama T, Lord rest her soul. I told Mama T, I said, because that's what I call her. I called Mama T. No, I told Mama T before I left. I said, I'm gonna go I'm gonna go over here to Floyd house. Matter of fact, duh. Okay, so she probably said, duh. I'm laughing now because I know I told her I was going to Floyd house. So she probably said, oh, she over there. Woo, kids. Anyways, but even though, because I'm trying to listen and see her, how did I do that when I was a teenager? But whatever. Floyd said, um, Nakia, Shanice, and Candace about to come over here, and I need you to go back over to your your baby father house because I don't want y'all to get into it. And I said, well, why would we be getting into it? And he was like, they don't like you. And I was like, well, maybe Shanice and Nakia probably don't like me, but because I mean, granted. And I ain't finna go into that. But because people from U City know, it's funny because I have to say names now because these people are weird. But anyways, it's like Shanice. First off, I never understand how Candace and Shanice even got around each other because Candace was running around slapping Shanice in the face with belts and everything else when we was kids. So I never understood how they became friends, but I didn't say anything. Maybe some years later they chopped it up and became cool. I don't know. I don't know. But I just know if anybody ever slapped me in the face with a belt, I would never be their friend. Never. Uh-uh. I don't care what grade it is. I don't care. Never. But this is the stuff that I remember. So I was kind of confused. I'm like, mm. So I said, well, I said, all right. I was pissed off though because I felt like we cool. We were friends, and what are we what are we like? Because I didn't understand what was such a big deal about me being there, about them knowing that I was there. I didn't. I still to this day do not understand why this man chose to have me go out the back door because they was coming through the front door. It's just so weird to me. I still don't understand this stuff. But anyways, what actually happened that day is that we was sitting up watching movies, and I literally fell all the way to sleep and woke up, and he was like, I need you to you got to get up now because Shanice and all that happened, and it's just because I fell asleep. And literally, I ain't even gonna lie, I fell asleep right on, like a kid, like literally woke up with my face on this man's lap, and trying to remember even how I even fell asleep. I guess I was tired. I don't know, just running around tired. But anyway, but that's the truth. Nothing happened, nothing. And I can't even remember what movie we was watching, but I know we watched the movie. Still can't remember what movie that was. But anyways, so I goes back and all that happened, and then that was it. So this turns into this thing about who I wanted to let me find out that baby is Floyd's baby. And I'm like, excuse me, I ain't even ever had sex with Floyd. That's the first thing. This is a real truth. And I was just so irritated by this because it's like, why do, as blunt as I am, what reason do I have to lie about this? I ain't never had sexual intercourse with this man. But this is why I'm talking about it because it has frustrated me so badly that now I don't even want to be Floyd's friend. This is how bad it frustrated me. So Floyd at this time was dealing with Denise, which is now his wife. Okay, how interesting, right? Where these girls is popping up everywhere, but he got a whole girlfriend named Denise. Okay, whatever. So Denise, Denise, over time, I'm whatever is going on. A birthday party comes around, she crying, woo woo woo. I'm like, Denise, I would not let them girls because I didn't even know who was down there. I know it was because he had a lot of friends and he have a lot of female friends. So I was like, and cousins too. And so I was like, why? You should probably not let these girls see you cry. Um, this is your boyfriend's birthday party, and you should probably not indulge in because she was literally crying. She was in the kitchen crying. And I was just like, you know what? I don't think you should let them see you like this. I think you should just enjoy your boyfriend's birthday party with him and go on about your day. And that was that. And I think I might even had gave her a hug or something. Because I didn't even know her at that time. This is my first time even meeting her. And I was just like, mm. So then, over time, they on and off, on and off, on and off. Now let's speed this up. Okay, now he's really dating her. He got kids by her and stuff. They in and out the same house with each other. All this, and I still got people that was saying stupid stuff like, let me find out that's Floyd baby. Why do y'all play these games with me? It is a thing called DNA testing if you're confused. It's called swab the baby mouth and swab yours. But here's the thing, I'm glad that God is exposing all this stuff to me, because there are some people in this world who really do have a sense of I don't even want to call it integrity at all, because I'm sick of this. And you say one word and everybody will abuse the word, knowing good and well they don't have it. Integrity is not you can see somebody and know that the person has a child with the person, with another person, and then you gonna sit up here and play them like they some little scallywag or something. Cause that's what y'all did. And I'm good. And I said, nah, I'm cool. Not everybody finna get DNA tested. Everybody is getting DNA tested. And any person who tries to refuse a DNA test at this point, I'm talking about family members is getting DNA. Everybody is getting DNA. I'm sick of it. Because I don't understand how so many people could just be running in circles with all this mess. Cause here's my idea. My idea is it's mess, because if you even thought that a person was really running around like that, why you ain't never asked them to go do a DNA test? And that person is me. None of these people, all is talking, all is yapping. No person has said, Stephanie, come over here. We about to do these DNA tests. It's gonna be me, you, and the girls. No one. All this money they splurging. I'ma just say this. And I don't matter of fact, I'm gonna wait for another time. I want to add these people into some that don't have nothing to do with what I got going on. But it must be said. It just must be said. How you gonna sit for a whole 20 some years talking about, oh, do y'all really think whatever y'all talking about, right? All this money y'all spend, and none of y'all have sat me down for DNA testing nowhere. It don't make no sense. Y'all just like to hear yourself. It don't, cause I done been told them I don't want to hear about nobody else's kids. I don't want to hear about nobody else's kids. I done already done said. I said long time ago, if my sisters and brothers have babies and they don't want to get no DNA test on them kids, I'm talking about for the sake of dealing with their daddies and stuff. If it's a boy, the woman, because I'm nice, but I ain't really all that nice when it comes to stuff like that. Because it's everything that I had to deal with when it comes to this DNA stuff. People, they will say something right in, and they'll just throw it in your lap. And you supposed to just be like, all right, I'll take care of this even though I don't believe it. And everybody gets mad. Why you mad? This is not my child. These are not my seeds. I didn't have these kids. I don't hate babies. I love babies. But this gotta stop. It's no more of me being nice about this stuff. Cause people really be they really be just trying to make a fool out of you. They be like, oh, and you see we got her over there. No, you ain't got me doing nothing. You don't have me doing nothing. Cause I don't have none of y'all kids. I'm not doing anything for none of y'all kids. I I said I said long time ago to my kids, listen, I don't really want to, I don't really want And I'm gonna be honest. I tell my kids all the time, I don't want no grandbabies by no knuckleheads. But if you choose that, that's your choice. But I'm tired of these knuckleheads, man. I'm tired of them. When are women going to understand that when they have babies, they need to have it by a man that is going to step up to the plates and be a man? None of this confusion, none of this faking deaths and all this weird stuff y'all got going on. Want to fake a death, don't want to take her responsibilities. Want to come back like Jesus in 20 and 30 years instead of 2 or 3 days. Shouldn't be doing that anyways, but since all y'all think y'all baby Jesuses and stuff, you want to come back in 20 and 30 days like you was Jesus and want to try to put a biblical spin on why you came back. And it's like, man, look here, stop playing games. I don't want to hear that stuff. I have 3 girls, and I told all 3 of my girls, listen, don't bring no knucklehead around me. You might love that knucklehead, but I'm not embracing no knucklehead. We done seen enough knuckleheads. Enough. The man is supposed to be a provider for. Hold up. First, he's supposed to be God-fearing. I never seen so many. I have to have this conversation with my kids, with my daughter, my oldest daughter, the other night. I've never seen so many men sit and dog women out the way that they do, man. Just dog, and dog. Well, let me explain something to you. I don't care nothing about what these Negroes got to say to me. You wanna know why? Because here's the thing. When a casket is put in your face, and you gotta put your kid to the caskets. My oldest daughter kissed her. What we saw was to be what? Her father's face. And hold on, y'all don't this is deeper than me going back and forth with any person because this is pure evil. Y'all are ignorant, is what y'all are. My baby literally took her hand and yanked her hand back after touching him in a casket. So is this a murder? Or is this a suicide? A pseudocide? Which one is it? Because hold on now, all y'all running around talking about some y'all can make people believe whatever it is that y'all want to make people believe. So what was it? Was it a murder? Because I'm gonna tell you what. Whatever it was, y'all got some explaining to do after y'all done sat up here and said all these different things to me. Over the phone. Over the phone. Because they said exactly what they said was a number of people. I'm gonna get back into what I was trying to say. This is why I cut a lot of people out because I'm sick and tired of playing with y'all. I know y'all likes to get y'all little viral stuff going, but you're not finna viral me to death. Some of us is not. This stuff don't be you. Some stuff not funny. You're not about to viral me to death. These people, after everything, just everything, after everything, from one person to another, These people, these people got on my phone one day when I was in Texas, when I was in Oklahoma, when I was going into Texas. And I'm not going to lie. I said, I did see somebody who looked like this man. I said this. But here's my thing. What are y'all doing when y'all, if you are faking a death, what are you actually doing? Like, is it a wax person with a whole bunch of like stuff inside of it that's frozen to keep it, to make it look like something? Like, what is it? Because I'm trying to understand it myself. Because my thing is, I don't commit suicides.
It's 9 o'clock.
I don't commit suicides. So I wouldn't understand. See, me, I get up and I do 9 to 5. I work. And I get money legit. I don't do illegal things for money. Real talk. And if I ever thought I could, I easily let it go, because here's the thing. The way a person is sitting and stage something and a snitch on you at the same time is the same way I would never. Real talk. So when I walk out the door and y'all looking for me to do something that I'm absolutely not going to do, it's funny because I know y'all some snitches, and I would never in my life give y'all a moment to be able to say I'm doing XYZ when I know y'all all just some bona fide snitches. And then you turned around and tried to say that that's what I am. And I'm laughing at you because what? I ain't rolled nowhere with you with anything that you have going on. How am I snitching on you? I'm confused. And then this is why I said you gotta holler at your people, because how is you saying that I'm snitching on you when you done ran and you know who you running with? I'm talking about for those who even tried to play it like that. How you gonna sit and say I'm snitching on you when I don't even ride with you? I be solo. I be by myself. So how am I snitching on you? You mad because I got out here and got me a legit 9 to 5. In that legit 9 to 5, it's certain rules and regulations. It's just like your little police buddies that you got. They help you stalk the people that you care for, whatever that you don't care for, and everything else. It's like all your little law enforcement friends that help you do all this dumb stuff that you do. They have rules too. Whether they want to do what they supposed to do or not, they got rules. But that's a whole nother story. I'm not finna give y'all, I'm not giving y'all too much of my time right now. Cause I guarantee you, if I sign up for some, baby, listen, if I tell you one time, I say, listen, you might not want to be doing this or that. And then you go do this or that, okay, whatever, that's on you. You're not about to take everything that I build and just break it like that just because you want to get out here and do whatever it is that you want to do. I ain't even that tight. I don't let people stampede on my show. I'm sorry. That's not me. Okay? But it just pisses me off because it's like, what was y'all thinking? What was y'all even thinking? And then hold on. Some people think it's funny, but it's so embarrassing because it's like you want a whole, like, whatever this thing is, right? Hold on. And we have, and a lot of this stuff is just, it's so annoying because it's like, me and her father went through some of the same stuff. So he got put out of school because he broke somebody's jaw. And then I got put out of school. Me and him, I'm talking about this man that y'all said is deceased. That man is not deceased, and I don't want to hear nothing about what y'all talking about. And if he is deceased, then y'all gonna have to prove it. Y'all are going to have to prove it. Faking deaths. They said faking deaths comes with evidence the same way that evidence will come in a real. This stuff is serious. This ain't nothing to play with. That's why I said, when it comes to everything y'all trying to put in my face, y'all about to get DNA tests. All y'all. Every single last one of y'all. I don't trust you. And I'm about to start a DNA testing business. Cause I'm about all the equipment. Ain't nobody gonna be sitting up telling me all this stuff that y'all did over time, all this stuff y'all did. I don't trust y'all. I don't trust y'all. I don't trust none of y'all. Because y'all just do too much. I can't trust you. But you know what? The Bible say trust no man. Just like that. Even when it's looking good, even when it's all good, even when it ain't nothing, trust no man, because it can easily go sour. And that's exactly where I'm at. I don't trust no man. I trust every man to do exactly what they've been doing for the last 20 years, 30 years. All my life. 43, 60 years before I was even born. I trust them to do that same stupid stuff they've been doing. That's what I trust them to do. Because you cannot trust people. Especially when they know they have some dirt to cover. And they getting more and more mad because you steady sitting back like you really in tune with what they got going on. And it's like, dog, you done just sat up here and disturbed everything that I have going on, and you still lying. What are you talking about? Still lying. Ain't nobody dropped no locations. Ain't nobody done said what is man there. And then they tried to play with my head. They got me over here. If you ain't seen somebody in 20 years, first off, they was playing with me like this when I was a teenager. Can't make it up. If the man is really still breathing, he could vouch for this. I said to him in his face, you look different. Because we had our breaks. We went through our things. I looked at him one day. He didn't even look like the same person. I said, wait a second. I said, you look different. You don't look like the same person. I was all about 17, 18 years old. I said, you don't even look like the same person. And he said, you're going to be my wife. That was it. And to this day, I still be thinking to myself, especially when I look at this fake obituary and it got all these different pictures on it where the person just looks different from one way to another. The obituary don't even, from one picture to another, just difference. I get it. You can gain weight, you can lose weight, but I still look like the same person no matter if I like gain or lose weight. It's just like all that stuff. She done picked up some weight. She done lost some weight. With him, it's like you just see. I'm just tired of this, man. Because people who know me know I do not play like this. I play, but I don't play like I don't play funeral games and stuff. I don't do that because you can play, but there's a thin line. You gotta cut that off sometime. Sometimes you gotta know where you gotta stop it. Because a lot of y'all don't know when to stop. Y'all just keep playing with people. And it might eventually it get to a point where a person who has to keep dealing with this, they gonna say, like me, I'm tired. I said, all right, I'm gonna go on over here to the FBI, to the military, and find out where this man is. Since everybody wanna keep playing. Now it ain't funny no more. Now everybody's saying, oh, she's a snitch. I don't care what you say. You got me messed up. I got 2 kids that had to go through life thinking that they had a father that was deceased because y'all was running around here playing petty games. Mug's mad. Hold on. You got, I can't stand a man that don't get up and do nothing for himself. Hold on. They so mad that they even stole from me. I'm not even a friend. I went on the block with them when they was doing whatever they was doing. I was not in these cars with these dudes. When I was around them, I was as nice as I could be. But this is what he did not like. He didn't like when I would go and reach down in my pocket to help one of them. He used to always say, you are my woman. You don't have no business giving them nothing. These are grown men. They need to get up and do something for themselves. I couldn't even argue with it because it is the truth. But these men decided that they would run around and try to challenge me because they mad because they feel like I did not give them something in those times where he was saying, no, y'all got to get up and do something for yourself. As far as I knew, they all was doing something for themselves. I don't know exactly what, because I was not with these men 24/7. I know that I can vouch for that one. I can vouch for that other friend, Kevin. Him and Kevin, they had jobs. I can vouch for that. I can say that both of them had jobs. But you talking about sitting up playing with me, and not all the time did they probably have a job, but I know they was working. But they mad at me. Okay, but whatever. Anyway, let's go on back over here. I remember his finger looked exactly like that. We ain't talking about it looked like this. No, it looked like this. That's how bad his finger was, the first one. And I don't know if he ever, I don't know if he ever got a chance to get that finger. Like, I don't know what they even would have did to get it fixed. He broke his finger in a fight, same way that I broke my finger. I broke this one in a fight. But I had a brace on mine, so you can't even tell. But you can tell by the knuckle because the knuckle don't look like this one. You can just only tell a little bit. Because this one is slightly off. Just look at it. Just slight, right here. This one, it's not the same. But it ain't that bad because it's just a little curve there. But it was a brace on it. Obviously, he didn't have a brace on his when it happened to him. So that's the reason why his was like that. And if it's still like that, then everybody know exactly who I'm talking about, regardless of if he changed his name or whatever is going on, because I'm sick of this stuff. People, they will sit their whole life trying to play on your name and your intelligence at the same time. And it's like, I'm not about to let y'all sit up here and do this to me. I went to this very grave, and I get it, fake IDs and stuff. Okay. People was making songs, fake IDs. People was doing all kind of investigations and stuff. But they made a song called Fake IDs. This every time I start thinking about everything that people was doing over the time, it don't do nothing but make me angry. But I'm trying so hard to be cool. I really am. I mean, okay. And if he had a fake ID, who made it? Because I didn't. I called his mama. His mama said, I said, hey, I want to ask you something. Did he have was that really his name? Cause according to this or according to that, and then she was like, yes, that really was his name. But when she said, see, it's two things here, and this is what really irritates me with this. He told me a long time ago, he said, some officers tried to do something to him when he was a teenager. And they said and they put him in a cop car and pulled him into a vacant house and told him if they found him back over there, they was gonna kill him and tell him that, and tell them that they friends did it. That's what it said. Okay, now when I asked him about what his mama did about all that, and he said she didn't do nothing.